I guess it's Steeler Nation. Let's ride. Woke up this morning to Russell Wilson officially becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler. Yeah, I guess the news dropped at almost like midnight. I was out cold, so I was waking up this morning expecting to record and talk about how it looks like Russell Wilson will be signing with Pittsburgh because all the reports were positive in that direction over the weekend. Talk about that. Diontae Johnson trade stuff, Allen Robinson, Pat P getting cut. And I still probably will make a video on that later today. But yeah, this is the story. Russell Wilson is a Pittsburgh Steeler. What did I say this whole time? What did I say? I get it. I understand. You're getting Russell Wilson for $1 million. And the whole, he's going to sign with his new team for the vet minimum. That was true. That ended up being true. I think we all said that. We knew on paper that's what was the most likely case, but I don't know when push came to shove if that was actually going to happen. It was almost like too good to be true. But yeah, he actually did sign with his new team, that being the Pittsburgh Steelers, for $1 million. I'm surprised, just from an overall grand scheme of things. I'm surprised and not surprised. I'm surprised because this isn't a typical Steelers move, right? I think most of us still felt, end of the day, even if the Steelers brought in Russell Wilson, did their due diligence, floated reports out there that, we're going to look at all avenues for quarterback. I think most of us felt like it was still going to be Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph here this offseason, duking it out to be the 2024 QB1. And I was fine with that. You know what I've been saying over the last several weeks. I was fine with that. I actually thought that would have been a good route to go. But with Russell Wilson being available for $1 million, I understand why the Steelers would make a move like this. I'm not surprised from the standpoint, though, even though this isn't a traditional Steeler move. Omar Khan has proven to be on the more aggressive side. Like, we've been dealing with Kevin Colbert as GM over the last 20-plus years. But Omar Khan, in his short tenure in Pittsburgh, has shown that he's not afraid to make a move like this and go out and get a bigger name player. Now, that's the question. We got a big name player last year who's a Hall of Famer in Pat P. Is this Russell Wilson move more along those lines? Or is it like turn back the clock type of situation where Russ could maybe be more of the Seattle version of himself as opposed to Denver? Who knows? But this is, end of the day, like a big move. This is a splash move. This is what is going to be talked about all day today on ESPN and Fox Sports or FS1. Not surprised because, going back to what I said at the beginning, all the reports coming out of Pittsburgh over the weekend were very, very positively slanted towards this Russell Wilson deal getting done with the Steelers. He was here for a while, many, many hours, chopping it up with Arthur Smith. He said he was willing to be in competition, I think. There was just everything that pointed to him signing in Pittsburgh. Like, there was no hiccup. There was no snag in a potential signing here. I know he visited with the Giants, but that was really it, right? Free agency technically doesn't start till Wednesday, but it starts today. The legal tampering period starts today. So it was like he just visited with the Steelers and visited with the Giants. It seems like all there is positive reports coming out of Pittsburgh in relation to Wilson visiting here. All signs are pointing that this is going to get done. And it happened this morning. I guess AB, though, wants the credit because he reported this on CT-ESPN 2 days ago. And the tweet is out there. He said, Russell Wilson's signing with Pittsburgh on a vet minimum deal. It's not that bold of a take to have. But if we want to, we could go back even further and say that Ocho Cinco reported this probably like 3 weeks ago, right? on the podcast. He was like, a little birdie's telling me Russell Wilson to Pittsburgh. Watch out. And then he also said Justin Fields to Atlanta. So now we just got to see what happens with Justin Fields. But if you want to go back even further, was it me that predicted this with the Steeler Nation Let's Ride video heading into 2022? That's all I'm saying. Now, what does this mean going forward with the quarterback position? Well, I think it is going to be a competition between Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett. So whoever you think's going to win that out, that's probably your guy right now, right? It doesn't matter to me. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say, oh, Deke's pissed. Like, no, I get it. It's Russell Wilson, $1 million. This could work out very, very well for us, no matter what. Because if Kenny beats out Russell Wilson, then that shows you something about Kenny. If Russell Wilson is the starter, well, there is some risk in that where he's just going to be flat out old and he's aging poorly. But, you know, if things aren't working out, it's not like we got a crazy risk with him. It's $1 million. You could bench him, put Pickett in, cut him, put Pickett in. If, you know, the first month or so is rocky with Russ, and vice versa with Kenny too. I think there's going to be a short leash to whoever is going to be the starter for 2024. Yeah, I'm saying open competition. I think that's what it's going to be this offseason. Is there going to be a biasness either way? I don't know. From the Steelers standpoint, do you give Russ a benefit of the doubt because it's Russell Wilson, Hall of Famer, but at the same time, you're not paying him much? And then with Kenny Pickett, is there a biasness there because he was your first-round pick in 2022 and you want to prove the haters wrong? I don't know. Maybe it is just flat-out open competition. And then you know Mason's not coming back. So do we sign veteran guy who's going to be firmly planted as the third quarterback, sign a third quarterback on the cheap, or do we draft someone in like the 4th or 5th round, like a Joe Milton or a Jordan Travis? Yeah. So that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. Again, I get it. I understand it's Russell Wilson on the cheap, but I'm also going to say, don't count out Kenny Pickett in this competition. But that's my initial reaction video for now. Again, I'm going to make another video probably within a couple hours here, talking about Diontae, talking about A-Rob, Pat P. Probably still talking about Russell Wilson. There's probably going to be more thoughts that pop into my mind. And maybe I'll read some of your guys' comments in that video too. And maybe we could get to like safeties. Maybe we could get to that. I don't know. But free agency is going to be happening today, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more content to be had, not only today, but over the next 2 or 3 days. But stay chilling. Peace.